carry on with section 6.4. We're looking at question 4. Very, very involved. Not difficult, but involved. It says a farmer is building somewhere for his prized pig. Okay, so he's into piglets. So he's got one major piggy living with him. The area consists of a pigsty. That's that. From the pig to shelter in and a run. I suppose it runs around in that little bit of field there, and that's fence around there. 1/4 of the pig's accommodation, that's all of that, is taken up by the pigsty. So let's just write this in. That's 1/4 of the whole area, and that must be 3/4 of the entire area. Okie dokie. I'm told the run has an area of 3.5 meters squares. So, sorry, 13.5 meters squares of area. So I'm going to work out now what 1/4 is. So if 3/4, I know I'm going to need it. So if the 3/4 of the area is 13.5, then 1/4 of the area is going to be 13.5 divided by 3. So I'll do that right now. And there it is. So that equals 4.5 meters squares. Alright? So there you go. I've got that for the running area and that for the sleeping accommodation. There you go. Right, it says write down an expression for the total area. Okay, so for part A then, total area. He wants an expression, not an equation. In other words, you won't see an equals anywhere. So total area is going to be 2 times x plus 1. It's a rectangular arrangement. X plus 1 is the length, 2 is the width, and that's good enough, and that will be in meters squares. Not sure that is absolutely necessary. Right, part B. Write down an expression for the area of the run. What's that going to be? An expression for the area of the run. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, I've got the area of the whole thing, 2 bracket x plus 1, and I must multiply that by 3/4. Now this is really, really untidy. So if I rewrite it like this, 3 times 2 bracket x plus 1, then divide it all by 4. We'll just simplify that a little bit. We've got 2 and 4 can cancel down quite nicely. So that's effectively a half, isn't it? So what I've got is 3 bracket x plus 1, and that's divided by 2. So that represents 3/4 of the entire area as shown in part A. So I had to think a bit there, but that's all it is. Now use the information, form an equation with x's and solve it to find the value of x. Right, x is this little part of the length of the accommodation. So this is part C. Here we go. Right, form an equation. Right, the whole area is going to be 2 bracket x plus 1, and that comes to this plus that. I knew I'd need it. So that's going to come to 13.5 for the run area plus 4.5 for the sleeping area. Multiply this out. 2x plus 2 equals, what's that? 17, that's 18 meters squared altogether. So 2x is going to be 16, taking the 2 over, subtracting. X equals 8 meters, and that's for the x alone. And finally, the easy bit, it says find the total area of the pigsty and the run. In other words, literally the area of this and this, now that I know that x is 8. Doesn't show very well, but I've just told you x is 8 anyway. So here I go. I've got 2 lots of x plus 1 is the whole area, and that will come to 2 lots of 8 plus 1, which is 2 lots of 9, and we know the answer is going to be 18 anyway, because what I've done, I worked out the 13.5 there and the 4.5 on this side before. So there we go. I've proved that that makes the area, and part D has been done also because I've been asked to do it. So that's that one, question 4. Question, let's see what's now. I think it's question 5 we're doing. Yes, definitely question 5. Again, a lot of the difficulty of this is trapped within the reading of it. It's really hard to see what's going on. So let me try and decode some of this. Let's work in red just here. It says the red areas make up 1/6 of the total area of the rectangle, right? So that red bit plus that red bit equals 1/6 of the area of all the rectangle, not just the blue part. Now each red part, please note the word each red part, has an area of 7 centimetre squares. So I'm going to label that 7 centimetre squares. I'm going to label that one 7 centimetre squares. And I'm told that the red areas make up 1/6 of the total area. So what have I got so far? I know I've got that one plus that one. So let's just do it. I've got 2 lots of 7 makes 14 centimetres square. Now that is 1/6 of the total area. So I'm now going to say total area has got to be 6 times that. 6 14 60 84 centimetre squares. So that's the total area of the rectangle, and I use the fact that each little red bit is worth 7, so I've got 14, 2 of them, and that 14 represents 1/6 of the whole area of the rectangle. So now I'm ready to go. I'm now going to work out the perimeter of the rectangle, but hold on, I don't know yet. Before I can work out the perimeter of the rectangle, I need to work out what this jolly x is. But look, I can form an equation, because the area of the rectangle is 5 times 2x plus 1, and we know this equals 84. Easy? So that's that. So if I work out x, I've got myself a perimeter. So let's have the word area of rectangle. Doesn't ask me to work this out, but I simply have to. Multiplying out, 10x plus 5 is 84. 10x is going to be 84 to take away 5. That comes to 79. So x is going to be 79 divided by 10, 7.9. So what is the length of this part? Therefore 2x plus 1 is, what do we got here? 2 lots of 7.9 plus 1, and that will come to, work it out, 7.9 times 2 plus the 1, I've got 16.8 centimetres. Now the perimeter, well, that's 16.8, that's 16.8, that is 5, and that is 5. Add up this little lot, I've got the perimeter. I'll try and fit it down here so it stays all together. I've got 2 lots of 16.8, and I've got 2 lots of 5. Picking up my calculator, so 16.8 times 2 equals, and then add on 10, so plus 10, because 2 5s are 10, gives me a perimeter of 43.6 centimetres. Let me just check in my answer book for question 5, make sure I got that right. 43.6 centimetres, I'm happy. Right, let's just turn over. I think I've got time for one more. Maybe I should have a little break. No, let's just go for it. If it overruns, I'll try and edit it a little bit. This will be the last question in this section. I love this question. It's one of these scratch your head ones, as AQA like to say. It's a problem solving one. I don't see how it's any different to question 5 or question 4 really, but I'm going to do it. 2 bags contain sweeties. There we are, sweetie bag 1, sweetie bag 2. Hannah takes half of the sweets of the first bag. I'm going to put a little half there, and a third of the sweets of the second bag. I'm going to put a little third there. She takes 9 sweets altogether. Alright, so this plus that equals 9. Okay, find the value of x. They don't even tell me to form an equation, but I've got to. If I'm going to find a value, I have to make an equation. So this is what Hannah did. She went x minus 1 from the first bag and took half of them, and, which means plus, she took some from the second bag, not all of them, she took a third of them. And this batch from bag 1 and this little lot from bag 2 all comes to 9. And there's a horrific equation, a bit like question 1 but even more involved. So I've got to find the value of x, so off I go. Well, the common multiple of 2 and 3 is going to be 6, lowest common multiple. So if I put it all over 6, don't forget to put the 9 there, well, I must multiply top and bottom by 3, so that goes x minus 1, and I must multiply top and bottom by 2. That's how I got the 6 at the bottom for him and the 6 at the bottom for him. So multiply him by 2, 2x plus 4. In order just to avoid heartache, let's get rid of this 6 next door and multiply, while at the same time multiplying the top part out. So I've got 3x minus 3 plus 4x plus 2 4s are 8. And I've already taken my 6 next door, so that's going to be 9 times 6, I better write it down for you. Right, 3 and 4, I've got 7 x's. Please watch this, boys and girls. Minus 3 plus 8 is plus 5. Think about it. 9 sixes, I don't like 6 times table, or the 9s, 54. That's what I thought. 54. Take away the 5 next door, and subtract, that'll give us 49. Is that lovely? We know 7 sevens are 49. X is 7. Beautiful sum. Part B makes it really, really easy. That was A, by the way. Part B is really easy. It says find out how many sweeties there are in each bag to start with. Well, I've got X minus 1, and therefore I've got 7 minus 1, which equals 6. This bag contained 6 sweets. Just as a as a thought, don't go buy any bags of sweets with only 6 sweets in it. Either they're giant, great big things, in which case buy it, or they're silly little ones. They still charge you a lot of money, so don't do it. Here's the other one. So 6 sweets in bag 1, and the other one's going to be 2x plus 4. Well, therefore we're going to go for 2 lots of 7 plus 4. And that's going to be 14 plus 4. That's going to be, no, wait a minute, 18 sweets. Lovely. Yeah, definitely buy the second bag. Worth it. And that's bag 2. Check my answers, make sure I haven't done anything stupid. So yeah, I've got 6 and 18, and that's beautiful. Alright, and X was in fact worth 7. So I'm happy with that, and that's 6.4 done. I'm going to see you quite shortly in the assess.